Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a more fun team here. We have a double fire team in the Great League Remix Cup here. We have the Shadow Ho-Oh, we have our Salazzle with Fire Blast, which is kind of more unique. And we have our Lickitung in the lead, which is going to be able to counter those Pokemon that we don't really want to face. I need a Pokemon that has coverage against water type Pokemon, of course, and also like coverage against rock types, which are not really that common, but we have like Regirock, which is also not the best matchup, but at least I need something bulky because you see my backline, it's kind of insane. We did 7 sets with this team. First off, I went like kind of 2-3 the entire time, like for the first 2 sets. I was like, okay, this team doesn't work, but on the second day I tried this team, I went positive every single set, which I didn't expect whatsoever. And you see here how funny Fire Blast can be. Boom, by Machamp. You're gonna see a lot of those games here. What I mainly did here was cutting out those battles where I completely get hard countered, because like it's not really that crazy. It's of course not a complete serious team. We kind of want to try the funnier. I still went way positive with this team, by the way, which is kind of insane in the current meta where everybody sweats hard still. But yeah, like this team definitely works out pretty well. I didn't expect it whatsoever, and we had a lot of fun here. But of course, not everything goes to plan all the time. We see here my opponent kinda hard countering me a little bit, as they have the Lapras here, which we're gonna be able to now farm down with our Salazzle. I know that I need some energy advantage with my Salazzle to win this game. If we can even win this game, we see the Diggers be coming in, and this is like of course horrible for Salazzle. Quick moves, double super effective, and we see the Fire Blast come through, and we can actually farm down and win the match up against a Diggers with a Salazzle, a ground type against a fire and poison type. Yeah, that's the power of the the power of the Fire Blast. Still, we will not be able to win this game because the rest of our team is sadly a little bit too low, but still that was kind of funny to watch. Again, I mainly put in the video like the games that were funny to watch. There are still some losses in there, there are a lot of booms in there, and I think that's gonna be a very fun video to in general commentate as well. We see the Pelipper in the lead. This is where we want it. Of course, this is a water type that I don't really want to have against my Pokemon in the back. We see them go for the bait first, go for another bait, which is all fine, I guess. I don't know if Weather Ball is still better than Hurricane. I think it's not. It was before, like double Weather Ball was before better than Hurricane, before they nerfed Weather Ball, but I think nowadays Hurricane is a little bit stronger if you just go straight for it. How it's also supposed to be. In my opinion, the Weather Ball nerf was fine. We need the nerf as well for the, what's it called? The move from Walrein, forgot the name. As my opponent swaps perfectly into the Machamp here, which is kind of annoying for me. We can get one move through it. I know that this is a cross chop, so I can let it go. Still, look at the damage of this. This is kind of insane. I should be able to swap out now and KO this Machamp, and now it depends if we can farm down with all the Incinerates here. We're gonna be able to shield up this move, which is gonna allow us to get one more Incinerate, and we can actually go for the Brave Bird, which for whatever reason I went for. Doesn't really make sense at all. They can get to another move still, but we can get the damage on them. We need one more Incinerate, and we definitely gonna get to this one Incinerate, so good game to my opponent. We see a Stunfisk lead. Also something, of course, that I really don't want to face with my backline. Stunfisk is horrible for my backline to deal with, and they swap out into a Golbat. I should have swapped out already here, I think, into my Salazzle, but now I'm just gonna commit onto this, try to farm some extra energy, wait for the Poison Fang, and now I swap out, as I know that one Poison Fang will not be able to KO me anyway, so I'm just gonna go and farm all the way down. They sadly don't go for the Shadow Ball, but I can go straight for the Fire Blast. Do they expect the Fire Blast on the Stunfisk? They sadly do, and they're gonna shield up, and I should have went for the bait first, because then I would have been able to get a shield and still the Poison Fang through and would have a very nice time, but like this is not looking too good for us, to be honest. As well as my opponent still has the Stunfisk alive, so there's not a lot that they can do. They're gonna shield it up here, which is fine for me. I'm just gonna have to let this move go through, and I have to swap out now against this Lapras into my Ho-Oh. Sadly, only get 2 quick moves in because I swapped too late. I guess I think I got denied there, which is kind of sad. So we have to go for 2 more quick moves here. We don't have a shield left anymore. Can we still get to the Brave Bird against the Stunfisk? We gonna be able to do this, and we're gonna go for the Brave Bird, KOing the Stunfisk with Shadow Ho-Oh. Every move basically one-shots everything anyway, and this was also the main part, like theme of this team. Empoleon, horrible for my backline. Luckily we get it here. I faced actually some Empoleons. I think some of the games also still are in with the Empoleon. Yeah, Empoleon is horrible to deal with this team in general. think my entire team loses against it anyway, so not very fun to play against. As my opponent gonna swap out now into their fighter, I was a little bit too late, to be honest. Like, my Lickitung can only get to 1 body slam now, and I try to go for the earthquake here, but my opponent actually gets to another move in time, and I think it's a CMP error. Oh no, I have to throw anyway, because yeah, you see my health, he would be able to farm me down. And yeah, this game is over. I just kind of surrender there already. So like, you see also this doesn't work out all the time. We have a Mandibus against us, which is also kind of awkward, but actually I like this matchup kind of ish with the Ho-Oh against it, as we're going to be able to survive at least like a 1 move, and they will not be able to survive a lot of Brave Birds, to be honest. They can farm me down though now, which was not the smartest idea. But as we can go into our Lickitung now, we can spam some body slams onto him, and I think we still have a decent-ish spot right now, but we have to see, of course, as the Dark Pulses come through, which is of course a little bit more annoying. Dark Pulse does more damage than the Foul Play. It's a little bit better in terms of damage per energy. Still not a great move, and I actually haven't played Dark Pulse Mandibus yet. Maybe I should also try it out, but we tried to farm down here, it didn't work out with the Salazzle. We have to shield, of course, because Salazzle is super squishy. We see the Mirror coming in here, and there's not a lot to hope that I have here really that we can win this, unless they're gonna shield up my Poison Fang here, which definitely not gonna be the case. Nope. And we have actually 2 Poison Fangs stored already, which is kind of nice. They're gonna swap out now into their Regis. They're catching the move. This is horrible. This game is definitely a loss at this point of time. We can try to go for some Incinerates and swap onto the move, which worked out pretty well, as we have only a few health left here anyway. We can go for 1 more Poison Fang so we don't waste energy, and we should be able to farm down in time now. After actually only 2, which is kind of problematic for us, but we can still get to 2 Poison Fangs here. My opponent gonna shield the first one, which allows us to KO with the second one there. If he let go the first one, I think he would have won this, but like this, we are gonna be able to win this game because of the spamminess of Salazzle. Like, the spamminess of Salazzle is like insane. Speaking of insane, what is this team I'm facing here right now? Yeah, Shadow Sharpedo, I think the first one was the Victory Bell, so I guess it's gonna be a fast move beatdown team from my opponent. We have to shield the second one here, and we have to try to farm down, so we have like at least some advantage by going for some body slams, as we see the opponent going into their Victory Bell again. I can swap out now, but I don't think it really helps too much. We actually see the Granbull in the back. This is perfect, because Granbull as well as the Victory Bell both do double resisted damage with their quick moves. Doesn't really matter because we're super squishy anyway, but we can go for the full farm down, we can go for 1 more Poison Fang, and Salazzle comes in clutch again. Like, this was an insane sweep by Salazzle again. That was kind of crazy. Next up, we're gonna see a Lickitung against Machamp. Of course, not something that you really want to face here, as we can go for a Ho-Oh and we see a Lickitung, and this is actually something I want to face, because the Lickitung matchup against Ho-Oh is amazing for Ho-Oh, which is kind of hilarious. You're actually gonna be able to tank 1 move. You can go for 1 Earthquake, but they always gonna shield anyway. You can go, by the way, for Sacred Fire, but I don't have the elite items for this, sadly. So we're gonna be able to win back switch advantage here against a Lickitung, and shield advantage against this as well with a Shadow Ho-Oh, which is like hilarious. I like it. It's insane. Like, Shadow Ho is actually one of my favorite Pokemon to use. We see the Registeel coming in. Do they expect me to go for this Fire Blast? They sadly do. We can go for 2 more moves and we can swap out now, so they have to throw their energy. And I think it's looking kinda okay-ish, because we're actually still doing some damage here with our Lickitung. We're just gonna go straight for those body slams. I don't really care too much, as we're gonna be able to now finish off this Registeel with a Lickitung damage, which is kind of insane. They go into their Machamp, and there's not a lot that they can do, because they're always gonna lose CMP tie against a Salazzle. Salazzle is extremely attack weighted. Like, there is next to no Pokemon in the current meta that would win CMP against you. We have a Vaporeon as a next Pokemon, which is actually more awkward than you might think. Vaporeon is a very bulky Pokemon, which has Aqua Gun, Water Gun, and Aqua Tail, which is cool. It just needs a nice secondary charge move, which would give it coverage. It would be actually a really decent Pokemon. I was hoping that my opponent would shield this move here, by the way. That was the only hope that I have for this game, but he didn't, and this is kind of awkward. As we know, have a debuffed Salazzle, which at least still can farm down this thing, but we see the Vaporeon coming in here, and we can go for 1 quick move. We can go for another quick move, which is kind of nice. getting the shield from my opponent, and we can actually still go for another one. Salazzle is just really good. And we already KO'd the Vaporeon now. We have a shield disadvantage, but we also have a Hypno in the back. Can we still win this game? This game gonna come down to the wire. There's not a lot that we can do here, to be honest, because the Hypno most likely gonna have good coverage against the Ho-Oh, which most likely would KO the Ho-Oh, as we are very squishy and confusion damage gonna end up. So what we're gonna do here now is we're gonna go into a Ho-Oh. We're gonna go for 2 Incinerates, and we're gonna wait for 2 turns now. And we gonna swap perfectly onto the Salazzle to catch the move. It was such a crazy thing anyway, because like you had to wait 2 turns not doing anything to catch the move there. Like they had to do 12 turns while you had to do 10 turns. And like this is like the place that sometimes just win you the games, which is kinda crazy. Next up, we're gonna have a fighting type lead, which is of course again horrible, but we see the Licky Tongue here again, which is fine for us. We go for the Brave Bird first here because I think I didn't get as much pre-damage, so we can just go still for 2 Brave Birds and we should be fine here. This is gonna also get shield, so we have a 2 shield advantage, and you see what I have in the back. 2 shield advantage with Salazzle might be pretty decent. Like, I don't know, this game, my opponent goes for a Hyper View. Okay, I remember this one, to be honest. I don't know what he had in the back though. But 2 shield Salazzle is always really cool. And I think I'm actually already going to swap out after this one. Yeah, I'm going to keep my shield and I'm just going to swap out here. I'm just going to try to farm down, getting to 3 moves already, which is going to give me 60 energy. And I need 1 more to go for the Fire Blast. The Fire Blast comes out against this, like what's called the Wigglytuff, and the Wigglytuff goes down. We see the Primeape coming back in here again, but sadly Primeape gonna be able to farm us all the way down, but we still have 1 Body Slam stored, which I actually forgot at this point of time, and we're gonna be able to win the game here. Kinda insane, to be honest. And like, you see how many crazy games I had with this team. It was so much fun to play with this team. It's of course something that I wouldn't recommend anybody who doesn't know what they like, who is like newer into the game or whatever, to play. This is not a team for you. This is kind of difficult to play around with this team. You have a very squishy Pokemon, you have nukes available, you have to know baits, you have to catch moves to actually have some chances with this team. But it's hilarious when it works out, and this is all that matters for me. As I can go now into my Ho-Oh against the Pelipper of my opponent. He denies me here, I think like it could be just like 1 turn or whatever difference, which is kind of sad, but we have to KO this Pelipper anyway. We have to go for the Brave Bird here. They are gonna shield this up, kind of bug their visual glitch, fine. But we're gonna be able to KO this Pelipper now, which is the main part here. As our Ho-Oh is pretty much dead already, so we're gonna swap out immediately into our Salazzle. We see the Hypno coming in, they're gonna swap out into their Frostless. This game gonna come down to the wire. We don't know if we're gonna be able to win this game yet. We can get some damage onto the Frostless, but the Frostless has still some health left. It KOs us with the Shadow Ball. We're gonna go into our Ho-Oh, hoping that we can farm down time. We can. And we see the Hypno coming in there. Can we go for the move? No, we are gonna sadly lose this game barely against the Hypno. Good game there to my opponent. Next up, we have the Victory Bell again against us. We see the Hypno coming in here, and I just want to go for the Brave Bird immediately so I can get a shield. I can farm him down with my Licky Tongue now, and I should be able to get to some moves against whatever my opponent decides to bring in. And most teams are actually really not prepared for Salazzle. Salazzle gonna be able to like deal off already the first Pokemon there, and there are so many fighting types in the current meta that Salazzle has a really good time. We see my opponent go for a Thunder Punch, we can farm down, and we see the Machamp coming in, getting a quick move through. Sadly, we can go for 1 Body Slam, we can go for another one, they get another quick move through, and we're gonna be able to now swap into our Salazzle, and we just gonna deal him down. And you know what we have to do at the end here, you know it already, like we gonna KO this one, and we have to go for the No Bubble Fire Blast, which actually doesn't KO a Shadow Victory Bell, which I didn't know, but now we know. A No Bubble Fire Blast doesn't KO the Victory Bell. Kinda insane. We see the Regirock lead, which already bugged out a little bit, which is kinda annoying, but Regirock is of course horrible for my backline. They go straight for the Stone Edge, which is weird play. We see the Tropius. I was very late on the swap there, which kinda was bad for me, I guess. I'm gonna try to farm all the way down, but I don't think it's actually gonna work out too well. They bait me as well because they know, of course, that I will shield. I actually just go straight for the move. They're gonna shield this one as well as they get to another move. I just gonna shield this one as well because I want to realign, even though the realignment gonna not help me too much. I can go for 1 Poison Fang here. And this is the thing, I already get him pretty low. I can go for another Poison Fang, and he doesn't really farm me down there too much, so we can just go for one more Body Slam here with our Licky Tongue, getting the final shield from my opponent. My opponent gonna go now for the Focus Blast. What does he have in the back? We have to hope that the Ho-Oh can clean this game. We see the... what's it called again? I forgot the name of it. Lurantis against us, and we're gonna be able to go for a Brave Bird. Can we KO still this Regirock? We can go into our Ho-Oh, and we cannot get to the next move. They can go for one more Stone Edge, but our Salazzle only needs 2 quick moves to get to the next charge move, and we win this game. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of the day. Tomorrow we should get some fossils, hopefully. Gonna depend if I can actually make a video on time for that.